Born in the pines where the axes sing loud. Generations deep, we're a proud, tough crowd. Hands on the Bible, the timber, the steel. Faith in the Lord, the life that we feel. God, guns, and sawdust, it's in our veins. Through the sweat and the toil, through the joy and the pain. We stand on the roots of the trees we felled. Faith in the Maker, stories to tell.
Hey y'all, welcome back to God, Guns, and Sawdust. Here is part 2 with my dad. Man, we have a lot of cool stuff to talk about. So let's go ahead and start this off with a prayer. Our most dear and gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you at this time thanking you so much for the time that you give us, Father. I thank you so much for the time Dad and I have together, and we thank you so much for the natural resources that you give us to do what we need to do with your trees, Father. Father, again, thank you so much for Jesus who died on the cross for our sins, that we may have hope of eternal life one day. Father, we pray that you will give us guidance and strength, and we pray that you'll keep us all safe as we're out there taming the giants all over the world. All these things we ask in your Son's name, Jesus. Amen. Hey guys, hope you guys enjoy this episode. I'm really excited about it. That is a big boom, baby.
That Wayne, remember that Wayne job? We had to cross that big river.
Yeah.
In the skidder.
That was pretty
That
good.
was the very first time I ever seen my dad stressed out. Hey, he was stressed out. I'm not kidding. So these trees look like Christmas trees because everybody painted them. That's how many people
different
look
color paints.
Oh, dude. There had to be yellow, red, green. I mean, everybody been in there to look at this old man's trees, but he was the type of guy, you go in there and say, hey, man, can I go look at your trees? Oh, yeah, buddy. Go right ahead. You can look at whatever you want to. Go right ahead. I'll tell you where the lines are and everything. You go back there, you look at it, you come back out, you tell them price. Man, I don't want to sell them. Just go ahead down the road. I'm done. So everybody tried to buy this job.
Nobody gave him a good price.
Nope. And he just was not happy with it. The guy always paid attention to the market, so he knew what was going on. So me and Dad went in there and talked to him. I never will forget
Well,
it. We were
everybody
there.
said, you can't deal with that guy.
Nope. And we did, didn't we?
I went in there, and I talked to him there. And matter of fact, I had to go over and look at the timber. And I never will forget. I took my partner at the time over there, okay? But he didn't sell them to me then. But I had that Amish guy, he loaned me his boots. Well, my toes was like this. He's crimped up. He had like size 8.5. I'm wearing 10.5. I'm like, man, if I ain't getting wet, then boots come clear up over my knees. And I'm walking there. Well, my partner, he says, I brought me trash bags. What? Trash bags? Yeah. So he slipped his trash bags on each one. He's walking about halfway through them rocks, got that trash bag.
Oh no! Had a hole in the trash bag.
There was ice on the wall of the water. I mean,
it's cold.
I mean, oh crap! He gets over. He goes, man, that was wet. So we walked the woods. I didn't get it bought then. We just didn't buy it. He wasn't ready to sell. So I went back later on.
We went back in the springtime.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Right at spring.
Yeah.
There's some nice walnut.
They were beautiful, Dad.
Well, so anyway, I told him what I give him. I said, I'll do it on the shares. 60-40. I'll guarantee you, I think it was $18,000. He goes, that's a deal.
And we sold them on his property.
Yeah. And
we sold them there.
So we went over and started cutting. We got them all out. We got the last one. He was meeting us across the creek when it comes across the last tree. And it was an island is what it was. The creek running on both sides of it.
Don't you remember when we first started that island, though, what happened? You remember?
I don't remember, again.
Well, you got real frustrated that day. You don't remember that? We drove all the way down there. We thought it was going to rain. We thought it rained too much to do anything. And we got there, you're like, you know what? We didn't drive all the way over here for nothing. It was an hour and a half from home, y'all, an hour and a half. So when we went there, we worked till dark and we'd leave. Yeah. And he's like, or we'd go over there. If we didn't do anything and it was too wet, we'd always go out and hang out with the farmers or go do something around there, look at other trees. But he said, we're going to go back here and cut. And the first two, you busted them up to the side. Then the third one you cut, you busted it, you pulled it up on the other side. You're like, nope, today's a different day. We're leaving and we're coming back and we started tomorrow.
That. Man, that made me look bad. Some people do screw up.
Hey, it happens. But you know what? After that, you never busted another one after
No.
when we come back. Don't you remember that though? You're like, yep, today, just ain't today. Let's
got
just
too
go
big of a
home.
hurry of what I did.
Yep.
But they was some nice one. They sold got good. Matter of fact, that old man was tickled to death.
He was.
I can't remember what his share was, but I think I almost doubled that 18,000.
You did.
And
He was very, very excited about it.
He was excited.
He was. Hey guys, I want to give a big shout out to Freebird Coffee Company. Man, that's some good coffee, y'all. But yeah, man, we had some really good times. We had some, my goodness, something else.
We've done a lot of good jobs. I've always treated my landowners like they should be taught. My dad always said, "You treat the guy's property just like if it was your own."
Yep.
And I've always done that, and I've always had a satisfied customer. If I didn't do something right, I'd make it right.
Sure.
And if I didn't agree with something, I just always do it that way.
Yep.
Sometimes you'll come out the short end of the deal, but that's just the way we do. And I've never advertised a day in my life.
Nope.
Never. It's always been word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
And if you do a good job, you always seem like get more customers.
Amen to that.
And so yeah, I don't do much on the shares much anymore. I always just give them, because I always guaranteed them money if I did on a share, whether I lose or win. I'd guarantee them, and I'd pay them what I guaranteed them, at least that. But a lot of times most of the time it went over what I told them. And but yeah, that's the only way to do that.
Now, Dad, I know you're a Husky guy.
A guy asked me the other day. Well, he asked me this morning. I seen him in a restaurant, him and his wife. They said, "So, what did you grow up in the tree business, or you just started?" I started laughing. I said, "Well, let's put it this way. At 5 years old, now I'm going to ask you guys out there, who would take your grandson or your son at 5 years old?" My dad started out, he bought this sawmill off my Uncle Dewey for $600. And it was an old man.
$600.
$600. And he borrowed the money to pay for it, to get it bought. And a friend of his loaned him the money. And anyway, they pull the logs up there with a dozer and roll them in to the mill. Down it was on a hill, like grade. They roll them in to the carriage and roll them by hand, and it was all manual. You got these big, they had them big knobs on it, like a frick mill then. And you get
Frick mill.
Yeah, you just had 3 dogs. And Dad put me on the front, 5 years old, with a 5-gallon bucket, and then my brother John and then Ron. And that was the oldest ones to me. And anyway, he'd get the log roller. He'd say, "All right, pull that lever down." It was a big old knob. You pull it down, it just like spring loaded.
Clock it.
It'd
Like,
lock it
lock
on.
it in there.
And so we'd all throw them down. And he said, "Get on that bucket, sit down, hang on." Well, then I was on the front. When he started sawing, I got all the sawdust. I tell you what,
Man, I bet.
cover you up, but you just hung on there. He'd saw a couple boards off or something, and he'd say, "Raise it up," and roll it over, and then he'd dog it back down. Did that all day long. Now, and I don't know how many people would do that today, a 5-year-old.
There ain't no way.
You think about it, most of your 5-year-olds won't pay attention. Halfway through the saw, they'd want to get up and walk around. Normally, they don't listen. But we knew better. And but my dad, he started that, and then in '64, he bought a property there where it is today on 40, and he built a more modern mill, and then of course
He had a merry-go-round, right?
Well, that's later.
Is that later?
Later years.
Okay.
He just had a head rig at the time. As a matter of fact, some of the old timers out there probably heard of a Hartzell sawmill, Hartzell mill, Hartzell carriage. But that's what they was popular, and they was really, really nice. They had a very bad setworks. Setworks wasn't very good. We always call it thick by thin and a half.
Yeah.
You might get a 4/4 this time. The next time you might get a 5/4. And then but one wouldn't hold the other. But anyway, it'd be thin on one end and thick on the other. I was just, but anyway, we call it thick by thin and a half. Anyway, that was I got pictures of that old mill. My dad had, took pictures of it. He was proud of it. We saw a lot of lumber, a lot of logs with that.
Now that was a 52-inch bottom saw.
That's 56-inch bottom. When we rebuilt the saw, when we built the new mill, they had a 56 and a 42 in the old mill, and it wasn't big enough most of the time. Well, when we built the new sawmill in '77, Dad had the most modern sawmill in the 5 surrounding states at the time. Dad was kind of ahead of everybody. My dad, he knew how to build a mill. Well, of course, he had a McDonough head rig or a bandsaw resaw, and my brother John run it McDonough, and that was a really good. But he started out with a 5 foot. Then we built a new one. We put a 6 foot head rig in, which it made it bigger. So a 16-foot board would fall off every 8 seconds. He put them end to end. That's how fast it went. That was oak. And so anyway, the head rig, we put a 56 on the bottom and 56 on top.
Now look, guys, when I was young, I actually got the off bear off of what you're talking about.
Yeah, you did.
I did. I even broke my wrist on it too. Remember, almost broke my wrist. Oh man, it was 10-quarter red oak. You were head sawing. Yeah. Now, to tell you how, I mean, you're gonna talk about engineers. They had at this time, you had the edger off the side that came out, and it edged them right there off the side of the mill. Yep, right off the side of the log.
Edge it before you cut it.
Yep. I grabbed the edge strips off of it, turned over, and I threw them off, like 6 foot down into a trough, and it went to a roto chopper.
Yep.
And man, I was holding it up. It was 10-quarter red oak. I thought I had it, and there was a lip that was a metal lip that up here about this side. That way, it never came off. You didn't have to get out of your cab and come around it. Okay, so I was holding it up, and I thought I was Big Papa Pump. And guess what? Big Papa Pump got smashed. It came down. I still tried to hold it, and I got this hand out, and it caught this hand between the metal. Oh, man, it's pretty good. But Dad, when they made the carriage and everything, and the head saw, when they were putting it together, there was no cab. So tell them what you used for a cab. This is cool.
I just hung a piece of plastic down, if I remember right.
No, I'm talking about you had the combine cab.
Oh, I did. I went and got my combine cab mounted on there and then put all the controls up underneath it.
Yeah. All up underneath it. So it kept the sawdust away from you. You could see everything because you had the big window from the combine. Yep. But then to come back and find out later on in years, that combine cab ended up hurting your eyes, right?
Yeah. Well, you run it a little bit dark in there because you got to have the guideline light. And I didn't realize that curve in that glass, you need one with a flat.
Mm-hmm.
With a curve in the glass, strained my eyes. I didn't know it. And I run it there for 2 or 3 months. Now it was like, I went to read a number off of one of the motors that went out and I couldn't see it. I'm like, what the heck? I can't see that? Yeah, that's when I realized it was too late. And I ended up getting me a regular cab. And
now, how many years do you think you head sawed for Grandpa?
Oh, I head sawed there for about 28 years. Yeah.
So you really did a little bit of everything, didn't you?
There at last, I just did off and on, and then I built the sawmill. He had died, and my mom passed, and I bought the sawmill from the estate, which is all gone. It had burnt in '91, and so I built it all back. Spent about $1 million, built it all back, and I put a band head rig in, 6 foot head rig, and that's the best thing I ever did.
Yep. That was a mean
Then I had a resaw, I bought a little Cook resaw. Them Cook mills is nice, but I'll tell you what, Wood Miser, if you guys looking for a resaw, look at Wood Miser. They got one of the best ones going out right now that you ever seen. Now, I'm telling you, I kind of had a little bit of hand in that through the past years of what to do, what not to do on some of that. And they took a little bit piece off of me, they've really got a nice one going. If you guys want to look at that, Google Wood Miser's resaws.
Really good ones.
Oh my goodness, they got her made. flipping their cants over. Really nice the way they're doing it.
You're very picky when it comes to that. You can't stand the chains.
No,
The chain rollers, junk. You
Yeah.
which one is it that you liked?
I got we kind of made our own there fast, but if it's just a log turner. It comes up, you go forward, backwards. It's got teeth on it, top, bottom. You can flip a log that quick on the head rigs, and I've always liked that better. Chain will just sit there and spin a lot of time. You can take this and throw around like that, just be
Yep.
done. And they've got them out there. They're pretty expensive, but we
Yeah.
made our own.
My dad, he found out what they feel like when they land on top of your foot.
Oh man, I tell
Gee
you what.
whiz.
We was putting a sawmill together, and I'm the only one that had the blueprint in my head. I never had a blueprint.
Nope. Let me, before you go anymore, I got to tell you all this. I never will forget. He goes, "Hey, Alan, come on. I bought the old sawmill back. We're going to go down. We're going to put a sawmill in it because we were just in a little bitty place, and it was real tight, and we couldn't really do anything, and he was very frustrated about it. We were doing still a semi-load a week. Remember that? But we just needed to get bigger. But so he's like, come on, let's go down here. And he sat on a 5-gallon bucket. I never will forget it. Well, if we do this, we build it up off this. And he's sitting there. We were there, what, 2 hours? Something like that. He goes, yep, I think I got it figured out. Let's go. So him and his buddy at the time, they had some people come out from Missouri, right? They were the sawmill builders, and Dad was over helping them do it and telling them how he wanted it, which they thought that was just the coolest thing ever. You build it up off the ground 6 feet, right?
Yeah.
6 feet off the ground. And he had it all in his head. Well, nobody was there one Saturday. And of course, Dad, he just can't just sit still. He's like, you know what? I go out there and put that log turner on myself. So he goes to pin it up there, man. He goes to pin that thing.
It's heavy.
When he went to pin it, it slipped out of his hands and landed right on top of his foot. Went up like 400 and some pounds or 300 and some pounds.
Every bit of that.
Bounced off his foot. It shattered it and what?
Well, I thought it just kind of bruised it. I started walking around. I thought, well, that ain't getting better at all. It felt like a knot on the bottom of my foot. Well, I got up there at the office, took my boot off. It was full of blood. So I went to the hospital. But yeah, I about lost a toe out of it, but broke like two bones in my foot. It didn't even cut the shoe. It just didn't. It just it busted all the toes out by.
Oh, I never will forget that.
Sold
man.
every one of them up.
Oh man, right
Yeah.
in between your toes, man.
Yeah,
It blew it
busted
out.
them out.
My goodness.
It hurt, but I could. Nobody knew what I was going to do, so I had to show up at work every day.
He showed up the very next day with his foot up on top of the
Four-wheeler.
load. Was it the four-wheeler?
Four-wheeler guy gave me a four-wheeler to drive around. And
Here he is. He told everybody exactly what to do too, and he couldn't stand it that he couldn't get up. No, not like that. Here.
yeah, we got it all fixed. We got it all built
You
back.
got it all done. It was amazing.
and it all worked.
And it did.
That's what I liked about it.
This episode is sponsored by TimberSync. Timber is getting harder to find, let's face it. And I tell you what, I've done a lot myself. I watched my dad do it and everybody going around trying to find timber. Sometimes it can be really difficult, man, the old school way. But now they got a new school way, and that's TimberSync, man. These guys are awesome professionals that are there for the logger and the sawmill guys. They're trying to hook them up with the landowners near you, the guys with the big timber, that pays really good, making your job a whole lot easier. This software they've got shows where the good timber is and who owns it.
It's put me in contact with a whole lot more people. They have a good game plan, a good mission, and they work hard to help their suppliers and business partners succeed.
You just can't beat this, guys. This is a new way of spreading the word about the timber in your area. So make sure you guys go check out TimberSync, man. More timber, less hassle. That is a big boom, baby. My goodness, it was vertical mill. I went down to the merry-go-round. Then I went down to, you had the edger down there. I ran the edger for.
I bought a big edger, put it in there, and
Yeah.
it was a big 4-foot edger. It was a nice one. Yeah, it was used one, but it
was
wasn't nothing
green.
wrong with it.
It was green.
Yeah, and anyway, I made out the end of them. I made the trough out where you saw the edge board off of it or the center board. They'd hit that and it go down to the green chains. The strips would go down in the trough,
Yep.
and then the board go on like they do the day and everything. But yeah, it it cut about 20,000 feet a day when I got it going and everything. I was happy with it. Made the
Yeah.
saw room up where you just kind of walk out of the room, put the saw right on the bandsaw on there, and that was 32 feet long on a 6 foot head rig, and yeah, it worked really good.
Yeah, dude.
I was tickled with it.
I'm telling you what, man, I hated it. I hated the daggone sawmill part of it. You knew I did. I never will forget it, man. He had the best 240 in the world. That 240 I ran was, oh man, I love that thing. And I just started getting good at it, you know. And I come in one day and he goes, well, soldier skidder. I said, you did what? Yep, Kevin's coming over to pick it up, man. I sold it for $30,000. Now we're going to go buy us a sawmill. You ready to go? No. You're joking, right?
Well, you know, you remember the nickname?
No, I don't.
Well, we called him Puddle.
Oh, that's right.
It's just like a water puddle out there. Here today, gone tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I was a big problem back then.
That's a
so-
big boom, baby.
That's a big boom, baby.
I
Don't you remember me?
I didn't get sad last time.
Don't you? You didn't. You did. Now you know my dad. There's a lot of young guys out there, man, that really just don't even know how it is right now. And I can remember I was going through that stage where I didn't really want to
Oh,
do
yeah.
nothing. You know what
Yeah,
I
you
mean?
couldn't-
How far can
tell
I?
you do nothing.
Nope. And hey, there was nights, man, I'd go out and party, and then I'd come park in the stacking shed so I wasn't late for work because I knew Dad was going to be mad. But I made a video about this about 4 years ago. Oh man, I never will forget it. I wasn't going to go to work. I was staying with some buddies. They told me, "Hey man, ain't you ever heard of work? What is it? What? Not unemployment. That's what it was."
Yeah.
I was like, "Unemployment?" He goes, "Yeah, man. Your dad writes you a check, dude, from the sawmill. You can collect unemployment." I was like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah. Why don't you just collect unemployment?" Oh yeah. So I was like, "Really? How do you do that?" All you got to do is go to Terre Haute and collect unemployment. So I went to Terre Haute and I filled it out. And I never will forget it, man. I'm laying in bed.
Don't work.
No, I'm laying in bed at my buddy's house. It's 7:00 in the morning. There's somebody beating on the door. Bang, 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 bang. Like, what in the world? Look at my friend goes, "Hey, what are you doing laying in bed? You're going to collect unemployment? You're laying in bed? Don't you remember that?
Yeah.
You better get your butt up out of bed and go to work, boy, because you don't want none of this." Hey, let me tell you what. I never got employment again. I learned my lesson.
There
So-
wasn't no unemployment.
There wasn't no unemployment. Nope. His partner came up to me and goes, "Did you know Alan's trying to collect unemployment?" He goes, "What?"
Yeah.
And I can
Yeah.
understand being an adult now, let me tell you. And that's the truth. So thanks.
Well, you know, a lot of these kids today, I feel sorry for them because they don't know how to work.
They don't.
And, you know, the parents is a lot of the biggest problem with that because you don't trust them to go out and do anything.
Right.
You got to get some trust. You know, I admire the Amish guys. Their kids know how to work when they're 6,
They do.
7 years old.
They do.
And they grow up. That's what they like doing it. And because they know that's what it's for. And my dad, yeah, he knew what time you got off the bus. We was an 1/8 mile down the road. And back then, that was US 70. I always
Yep.
think because there wasn't no 70, there all the traffic. And we rode our bikes right down the side and crossed 4 lanes to get in the sawmill. And he knew about time we should be there. And yeah, we'd have to work, you know, help stack lumber, do something while I was there, run the loader, help logs, whatever. And till quit time, then we cleaned the mill. That was our job to make sure the sawmill was clean, ready to go the next day. And Dad paid us. He paid us ever since we was little. And he always made a check for us. And so that gave us something when we got married that get our own place and whatever started. But yeah, I had a good dad. He was rough, but I had a good dad.
Yep.
Played basketball, and I was going to get the start on the first 5 in the 8th grade. Well, Dad says, "Well, forget that." He goes, "You'll never make any money playing basketball." Well, if I was making good enough, I probably could.
Yeah.
But we went to work.
We went to work.
He
No
said,
more
"You go to
school.
work." And yeah, that was my dad. So yeah, Matter of fact, the draft come around, I had to be in the draft, and I wanted to join just for the experience.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "No, you ain't. You're gonna work." And that was, I could see his point now.
None of you boys went to the military, did you?
No. We had signed up for the draft then, but they
Yeah.
quit right after I signed up. They done away with the draft. Right?
They did.
Not long after that. Yeah, but I still wanted to go just for the
I bet you did.
and all. But my uncles all went and everything. My dad, he couldn't go because he had a lazy eye, and they wouldn't take him. He wanted
Really?
to go. Yeah, he wanted to go. That was Germany,
Now, our great uncles built Cataract Lake, right?
My dad, my Uncle Dewey, or my Uncle Jake. My Uncle Dewey, he helped on Cataract because he lived there at the time. And
Big timber come out of there, didn't it?
oh yeah, my dad, he said, "Boys," he said, "I parked my logging equipment." So he just logged, and back then, and he said, "I parked my logging equipment, made $2 a day." I said, $2 a day, because yeah, logging I made 50 cents. That was the difference. Yeah, so he helped build Cataract. They did.
And same way with Raccoon Lake,
Raccoon
right?
Lake. Now, Dad at Raccoon Lake, he'd work all day, and he bought the logs off of him, and he'd haul them out at night after work. Yeah, he did that there. And
See, that's awesome. Now,
Uncle Jake, he drove the biggest dozer made then, had 2 engines, 1 engine on each track. I seen one on Facebook the other day, just like it. And he said there was only 2 guys, him and another guy, they was trained to run it.
really,
Yeah, that was big back then.
see, that is the neatest thing ever, man.
Yeah.
Just to know that that's what my ancestors did.
Yeah, it's kind of it's something in history there, but yeah,
That's
it's
awesome,
very neat.
man.
So, matter of fact, my dad showed us where Uncle Dewey's house was at Cataract. The foundation's still there.
Now, you took me there. I did get to see that.
Yeah, and then that he said, right here's the path down. They had corn in the bottoms. And they said they hauled corn up out there with the horses and wagons up to the barn. Dad said, of course, he slept upstairs with his nephews, all the boys. he said it got so cold at night you could see outside. He said snow just kind of come in the cracks of the wall. He said we all got in one bed, took the other mattress, put on top of us.
No kidding. That's cold,
Just
man.
keep warm.
Jeez.
That was the days now. But yeah, that was something back then.
Wow.
So
That's
yeah.
rough living.
Oh, it is. And there's some good memories out there. A lot of good memories and all. So
Pretty neat. It goes back 5 generations.
yeah. My grandpa Collier, he had a good sawmill back then, I guess, steam engine and all. And my dad said they cut timber with crosscut. And I said, how'd you cut timber when it's lean like that, keep them from barber chain?
Yeah.
And he said, we just took a chain boomers and went around and boomed them tight, and you chopped the knots with an axe, and all you do is back cut it. And then he said, when it fell, you chopped the limbs off the axes and then cross cut them in 2 for the links. That was work back in now.
I'm telling you what, you had to have your daggone, everything had to be sharp then, just like you would you now. But I
yeah.
mean, daggone, everybody complained about their shoulder hurt.
Well, I can imagine.
Heck, there's kids out there complaining they got to push a button. You know what I mean? Well, I'm not asking you to dig a ditch. I'm asking you to push a button.
Well, I had a guy tell me here a while back. He said, well, I got corporal tunnel. So what'd you do? Well, he said, I truck drived all my life. He said, corporal tunnel? Truck driving? Yeah, gear shift. I'm like, get me a break. Man.
Now, that's pretty good.
That's pretty lame.
Gear
right there.
shift.
That's the other thing, you need a bigger engine, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's pretty good. That's
yeah.
pretty good. Get you a bigger engine. Corporal tunnel.
I tell you what. But now you'll have some rough days out there.
Hey, logging's no joke. I mean, you're going to have to, man, 08, we like to, if you didn't have credit cards or anything, you never made it through 08.
It was tough.
There's a lot of people that lost everything
Thanks to
in 08.
Obama.
Yeah.
Everybody likes him.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah. That was like the worst thing ever.
Yep. He killed the industry.
Yep.
But thanks to Donald Trump. Donald Trump, you're the man.
Yeah, he's bringing it back, ain't he?
Oh, I tell you what.
Cleaning house.
He knows what to do.
Yeah, he does.
At least we got a guy in office that knows how to run business.
Amen to that.
That's for sure. But
Well,
I'm
hey,
a Trump fan, like you don't know. I don't even know that.
yeah, I
Of
think
course, you
everybody.
know. That's funny. We got both Oregon hats on.
Ain't that something?
I didn't even know you was gonna wear one. I
Hey.
wore mine. Hey, I like Oregon.
Oregon's the best.
I've always used Oregons.
We have ever since.
Yep.
Yeah, we started.
I like them.
Been around forever,
Oh yeah.
and they're cheaper than.
Well, they got good grinders. I use that for my buck saws.
Do you?
Grind that. I file. Of course, I use their files for sharp my saw. I don't use a grinder on my saw chain. There ain't no way. But
Never have.
I got a buddy of mine. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna help you cut." He's good. He's good cutter. He knows how to cut. He used to climb.
Yep.
But he worked for me a few years ago, and he got a little business, and it was down. And so he come cut for me, and he said, "I want to cut." I said, "Okay." Well, the saw that he was going to use, one of the boys been topping trees with it. It has a fairly new chain on it. I said, "Let me file it up for you a little bit." So I filed it up for him, got it good and sharp, hit his rakers or drags, I call them. I knew about where I needed to get them. And anyway, he goes in there, and I go back there, and this is his first day, and he's about 4. He's 5 years younger, almost 5 years younger than I am. And he said, "I'm going to have to get used to this a little bit." I said, "Okay, you're fine." So anyway, I go back there and I knock I think 6 trees down, topped them all, and I run out of gas, and I come out there. I thought I'd go out there and buck some up. I said, "So how many trees you got?" "Well," he said, "This is my 3rd one." I said, "Well, is the saw gonna cut?" "Oh," he said, "That thing will cut."
Yeah.
He had to cut. He says, "How many trees you got?" I said, "I got 6 down back there." He looks at me, he goes, "Man," he goes, "How old are you?" I said, "Well, I'll be 69 this month." He goes, "Man," he said, "I hope I'm that good at 69.
Speaking of 69,
he just turned 63.
speaking of 69, by the time you guys see this air, hey, it's going to be his birthday. So make sure you wish him happy birthday.
Yeah.
He's going to be 69 years old now.
You
That's
know
pretty good cutting timber.
You know what freaked me out? I thought my dad was old when he died. He was 69 the day he died.
Died on his
We
birthday.
had his birthday party that night.
That's January 16th.
Yep. In 92 when he died.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he was he had some breathing problem. What it was, he fell in the stacking in the dry shed. He had bifocus, and he's up there getting a board for a guy on the top shelf, top bunk. It was 3 stacks high. He was up there getting some boards out for a guy that needed to build a cabinet. He went to come down, and he thought that a board was sticking out there, and it wasn't. And he fell. We took him to the hospital, and they said, "You're just bruised up bad, nothing broke." But he punctured a lung. We
Didn't
know
catch it.
Then we couldn't get him go to.
He wouldn't go doctor, y'all.
Well, what's funny was, it's not really funny, but it's funny. My mom was having she had diabetes real bad. And there was a doctor at the time. His name was Dr. Fezak. Really good guy. He's a baseball guy. He liked follow baseball. Wore cowboy boots and a baseball hat. You go see him. He's a really nice guy. Real good doctor. And so me and my brother John told Dad, said, we'll just take you up there at Dr. Fezak and let him check you out. My dad he didn't call him Fezak. He said, "I ain't going to feed sack." He called him feed sack. He said, "I ain't going to that feed sack."
He didn't like doctors.
So he didn't like doctors. So we probably just took him up there, I guess, and found out that his lungs filled up with fluid that night. And just a couple of hours after I had his party,
Yep.
I just got home and found out about it. But now I thought he's old. But you know what? My dad wasn't that old. When you get here, you know.
Yeah, it don't feel that old, does it?
Like the old saying is, you don't know until you know.
Yep.
And that's the truth there.
That's the truth.
But I'm glad I'm still going on 68 so far.
Still cutting trees every day.
Yeah, I cut trees every day.
Man, I know a lot of guys in their 60s and they can barely even walk. You got a cane and everything else. I was like, "Hey, buddy, how old are you?" "Oh, man, I'm 64. Thinking, man, my dad just beat, man, you can't even keep up with him in the woods. I've walked trees with him before, man. He walks till noon. Hey, ready to go get something to eat? Yep. We'll go get something to eat. Of course, you got to have his ice cream. Then we come back. We're walking again till dark every time.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, up and down, all around. Don't matter.
Well, I still cut. I'll go back there and cut, like I say, 8, 10 trees, and I'll go up, buck up what he's got out there, and I'll go back and cut some more when he gets them about all out. By the time I'll get him we got about a couple more left, and I'll go back and I'll knock about another 8 or 10 more down. I'll usually get 35, 40 trees a day.
It's pretty dang good.
So I still buck them up, load the truck. That keeps you young.
Yeah.
You ought to try that sometime.
Might have to, man. I got to stop making videos or something, maybe get something done.
That's why I kept telling you the time, man.
That's right. Hey, man, put that thing down.
But anyway.
Well, Dad, man, I appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Hey.
And it's always awesome.
I enjoy
Hey.
talking with you.
Hey, if you want to say it, you can say it. Just say that.
That's a big boom, baby.
That is a big boom, baby.
IU go away.
IU. Oh, man.
Sawdust echoes loud, carving out truth where the strong stand proud. We're done for now, but we'll be back again. Tune in next time where the stories never end.
God, Guns, and Sawdust is a production by TKP Media, LLC.